Hi there, this is exercise 5. So, my goodness, this is the first one I would say that has some decent complexity to it, and where when I first look at it, I really have to sit there and think, how am I going to make this? And in this case, I think there's just a bunch of different ways you can make this. I think what I notice here is that this part is symmetrical. If you go up the middle, like this way, the part that sticks up here and the part that sticks up here are the same, and they're symmetrical about this, construction line right here. I think what makes sense to me is to make a profile of the bottom, this purple part, including the flanges, so something like that. Probably by making a rectangle and then putting a slot in there and maybe doing some sketch fillets, or making a rectangle that's 130 by 40 and putting a center arc around here, and then creating the slot and extruding that up, and then creating a sketch to make an extrude for one of these, and then use the part mirror, or the feature mirror after that to create the other one. So the other thing that occurs to me is you could actually extrude this all the way across and then do a remove extrude, but I think that would be more of a pain, to cut the channel out afterwards. So, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, and if you do it a different way and you get the same exact result, then we're both right. So let's start off by making this. So again, I think I'm going to start with 130 by 40 rectangle, and I am going to put the origin right there. I think that seems like to be a good spot for it, the middle of this 40 side. And it occurs to me that I'm going to have to make that sketch on the top plane. So let's go over here. I've already made my document, EX05, double check to make sure it was in millimeters. I'm going to right click on the top and hit new sketch, and then I'm going to hit N and P. All right, so again, I'm going to make it stick out to this side. So I'm going to start, once again, it was 130 wide by 40 tall. So I'm going to get a corner rectangle. I'm going to hover over here so I'm lined up with it, and then I'm going to come like this. So I'm going to try to get it approximately the right value, 130 by 40, that's close enough. So I can do 130 by 40. Sometimes it prevents weird things from happening when you get somewhat close to your final dimensions to begin with. Now again, you notice we have some blue lines here, and that's because we need to use our midpoint constraint to center it. And now everything's gone black for us. Okay, coming back here. Now I'm going to do a 3-point arc of 20 degrees, or radius 20, to make that end part. So I'm going to get my arc tool, and not 3-point arc actually. Well, you could, but I'm going to do a center point arc and start here, go up to here, and wrap that around. 3-point arc would have worked just fine, by the way. Okay, now in order to go further with it, I think I'm going to trim off those pieces here and here right off the bat. Okay, and if you notice, well, maybe that was a bad idea, because now all of a sudden everything went blue on me. Seems to me that could probably be fixed with a tangent constraint, so I'll do that. No? Huh, interesting. Well, you know what? One way to find out why something blue is to drag. That's interesting. Oh, because well, that's funny, because we lost our, that's what happened, we lost our 130 dimension when we did that. So, live and learn. Let's make that 130 again. There we go. Okay, so now we need a line to define the slot. And if you notice, the dimension from here to here is 40. So I'm going to make a construction line starting at that center point, going back 40. So I'm going to get my line and my construction tool, and come here, go out about 40, click, and actually type 40. And now I have that. I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to drag this up out of the way. And then I'll get my slot tool, which, remember, it's in the offset menu. There it is. And if I click here, I'm good to go. And it made it 20. I don't know if that's right. That might actually already be okay. It says radius 10. Remember, a radius 10 is a diameter of 20. So we're good right there. Okay, so now we have the sketch for that bottom piece. I'm going to right click, hit isometric, and let's see how far up we need to extrude. Looking at this drawing right here, it looks like it's 10. So I'm going to go back, get my extrude, click here, change 25 to 10, and I'm good to go. Now, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to make a sketch for this part that is sticking up here, this like tombstone with a hole in it, okay? And I want that sketch to be on this face right here. So I'm gonna right click on this face and say new sketch and then hit N. Okay, so let's see, what does our shape look like? It goes up and around and back down. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, go down, across, and then up, and then I'll make that part that comes around. So I'm going to get my line tool. I'm going to come up. Remember, if you hover over something, it lines you up. So I'm going to start there, come straight down, come over a bit, and then I want it to end at the same height. So I'm going to hover over that and bring it back. And there we go. And by the way, I hit escape to get out of that. Now I'm going to do a tangent arc. I'm going to start here and come to here, and there we go. Okay, now why isn't it so blue? Well, it's because we need some dimensions. So if you notice, the height up above this surface is 30, and this diameter is 50, which means its radius is 25. So I'm going to dimension this as 30, and I'm going to dimension this as 25. And there we go. And it's all black. Now I need that hole. And very conveniently, because I have that arc, the center of that arc is also going to be the center of our hole. And the diameter of that hole is 30. So let's get our circle tool and come out, and we're going to type 30, and now we got what we need. So I'm going to accept that sketch, I'm going to rotate it around, and let's figure out how far we need to extrude it. So it looks like the width of that is 10. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my extrude tool, I'm going to click. Now if you notice, it's going in the wrong direction, easily fixed by clicking on the arrow that says opposite direction. Change that to 10. Make sure that it is adding it to the part I already have. And then I'm going to accept that. Okay. Now the final bit. This is where our planning is going to come in and be helpful, because you notice I put the origin in the center of right here. If I unhide that front plane, see how the front plane, it becomes kind of the bisecting geometry that this is going to allow me to do that mirror. So when I click mirror, I got to change it to feature mirror, because I'm going to mirror that extrude. The mirror plane can now be that plane, and the feature that I'm going to mirror is that extrude. And why doesn't it like it? Why not? Why not? Well, that's kind of funny. I thought I had it all figured out. I'm going to try this, click this button. Okay, that's funny. I have no idea what that button does, but it fixed it, didn't it? All right. I don't know everything, guys. I know some things, but not everything. And there's my part. Looks good, right? Does it look exactly like the picture? Most certainly. All right there, exercise 5, done and done. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.